I walked into room 4 and 2 by mistake. The woman lying there was dying completely alone. No flowers, no cards, no visitors. And what she whispered to me in that moment will absolutely destroy you. Stay with me. You need to hear what happened 8 months later. I'm a software engineer. I don't work in hospitals. I hate the smell of antiseptic and the sound of machines beeping. But on March 14th, I walked into the wrong hospital room and met a dying woman who would become my wife. And what she told me on our third visit about why she was truly alone, the devastating secret her ex-husband left behind, and what she whispered at the altar will make you believe in miracles again. Don't click away. This ending will wreck you in the best way possible. My mom had just had hip replacement surgery at St. Mary's Medical Center in Denver. The nurse told me she was in room 412. I was running late, stressed, carrying sunflowers and a balloon that said, "Hip hip hooray." I pushed open the door without knocking. But the woman in the bed wasn't my mom. She was younger, maybe 32, deathly pale, so thin I could see her collarbones through her hospital gown, hooked up to more machines than I could count. Dark brown hair spread across the pillow. And she was awake, staring at the ceiling with these haunting gray eyes that looked like they'd watched hope die slowly. The room was completely empty. No flowers, no balloons, no cards, no photos, just cold medical equipment and that hollow beeping that screams one word, alone. She turned her head slowly and looked at me. Something in the universe shifted. She smiled, a small, heartbreaking smile. And she said in this weak but incredibly kind voice, "You must have the wrong room. But thank you for the flowers anyway. Nobody's brought me flowers in a very, very long time." Her voice cracked when she said, "Beautiful." Like she'd forgotten what beautiful things looked like. I stood there holding those sunflowers, my chest cracking open. "I'm so sorry. I'm looking for my mom. She's supposed to be in 412. This is 512, she said softly. 4th floor. You're on the 5th. I should have left, but I couldn't move. Do you have any visitors coming?" She shook her head slowly. "No, nobody's coming. Nobody's been here in 23 days. I've been counting. 23 days since another human being had visited her. Family don't have any. Not anymore. Friends, they stopped coming about 6 months ago. I think watching someone die is too hard for most people." Then she looked me straight in the eyes and said, "But it's okay. You should go find your mom. She's lucky to have someone who brings her flowers. Don't ever take that for granted. Promise me you won't." A dying stranger was worried about me taking my mom for granted. Keep watching. What I discover about why she's really alone will make your blood boil. Before I could think, I said, "Would you like these flowers? My mom has a whole garden at home. She won't miss them." Her eyes filled with tears. I couldn't. "Please. Please take them." Her hand trembled as she touched the petals like they might disappear. "They're the first flowers I've gotten since my wedding. That was 6 years ago. 6 years and 14 days. She knew the exact number of days. I'm Emma. Emma Mitchell. Daniel. Daniel Tawes. Thank you for seeing me." That last part was so quiet I almost missed it. Like she'd become invisible. I placed the flowers on her bedside table. Noticed a children's book. "What are you reading?" "Where the Wild Things Are." I've read it probably 100 times. I illustrated a children's book once about a little girl who could paint her dreams into reality. It never got published, but it was my favorite thing I'd ever created. This reminds me of when I still believed magic was real. Don't stop watching. What she tells me tomorrow will make you understand why I couldn't walk away. I found my mom on the 4th floor. She was fine complaining about hospital food. But I couldn't stop thinking about Emma. About 23 days of nobody. So the next day after work, I went to the 5th floor. Room 5 on 12. Emma's face transformed when I walked in. "Daniel, you came back. Thought you might want some company." She started crying. Grateful, disbelieving crying. Nobody comes back. Not anymore. Not in 3 years. I pulled out a box of chocolate chip cookies. Figured hospital food is terrible. We talked for 3 hours. I learned Emma was a children's book illustrator before getting sick. Published 12 books, loved terrible puns, and could quote The Princess Bride. Always dreamed of seeing the Northern Lights. Her grandmother had made the world's best chocolate chip cookies, but died when Emma was 15. I promised to come back tomorrow. And I did. And the next day, and the day after that on day 4, I asked the question I'd been avoiding. "Emma, what happened? Why are you here alone? Stay with me because what she tells me next will make you furious." She took a shaky breath. "I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia 3 years ago, right after my 6th wedding anniversary. My husband Mark was a lawyer. We had this beautiful life planned. House, kids, growing old together." She paused. "The chemo was brutal. Lost my hair. Lost 43 pounds. Got so sick I couldn't work. Mark started working late. Then later, 6 months into treatment, he came home and said he couldn't do it anymore. Said he married me, not my cancer. I felt rage building. He left you during chemo. He filed for divorce while I was hospitalized for pneumonia. Took the house. The car. Our dog Cooper cleaned out our savings, left me with $127,000 in medical bills and a note that said, 'I hope you understand.' Most of my friends disappeared, too. Visits got shorter. Further apart, calls stopped. I think I reminded them that bad things happen to good people, so they erased me." Tears streamed down her face. "My parents died when I was 19. I'm an only child. Grandparents gone. When the cancer came back 6 months ago, I moved into this hospital because I had nowhere else to go. I've been here 4 months and 23 days. You're the first person who's visited who wasn't being paid to be here. Emma, I said you're not alone anymore. I'm coming back every single day. I promise." Why would you do that for a complete stranger? Because nobody should die alone. And you're not dying. Not if I have anything to say about it. And here's where the impossible starts. Don't click away. I came every day after work. Brought books, movies, puzzles, stories, made her laugh, listened, sat in silence when she was too tired for words. Week 2, we watched old movies on my laptop. She fell asleep during Casablanca and I realized I was falling in love with this dying woman I'd met by accident. Week 5, Emma started experimental treatment. Side effects were brutal. Nausea, pain, exhaustion, but I was there every day. Held her hair back. Brought ice chips, read to her, slept in the visitor chair because I couldn't leave her alone. The nurses started calling me Mr. Mitchell. I didn't correct them. Week 7, her oncologist, Dr. Sarah Williams, pulled me aside. Are you family? No, friend. She has you as her emergency contact. You're here more than any spouse I've ever seen. The treatment isn't working as well as we'd hoped. You should prepare yourself. That night, I whispered to sleeping Emma, don't give up, please. I need more time. I need years. I need a lifetime. Week 9, something miraculous happened. Emma's blood work showed improvement. Dr. Williams looked at the results 3 times. I've never seen a response like this. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Emma cried when they told her. I'm scared to hope. Hope hurts when it gets taken away. Then let me hope for both of us. Week 12, Emma was moved out of ICU. She could sit up, walk, had color in her cheeks again, and that's when everything changed. Keep watching, Daniel, she said one evening. Why do you come here every day for someone you barely know? Someone who's dying. I looked at this woman who'd been through hell and still managed to care about others. I told her the truth because I'm in love with you, Emma. I think I have been since day one. I know it's crazy. I know you're sick, but I want to be here. I want every single day I can get with you. She stared at me, tears streaming. Daniel, you can't love me. I'm dying. Even if this works, the cancer could come back. You should be with someone healthy. You're my future, however long that is. You've already given me everything. A reason to smile, to believe good things still happen. You've given me you. This is insane. Best mistake I ever made. She grabbed my face with both hands. I love you, too. I've been trying not to because it can't help it. But I kissed her then, gentle, because she was fragile. And I promised her she would never be alone again. Month 5, the scans came back. Dr. Williams walked in smiling. Emma, your scans are clean. Completely clean. The cancer is in full remission. It's a miracle. We cried, held each other, and cried like the world had been remade. Month 6, Emma was discharged. She had nowhere to go, so she moved into my apartment. We fell into this beautiful routine. She illustrated, I worked from home. We cooked, watched movies, talked for hours. It was simple and perfect. Month 7, I took her to Alaska. We stood under the northern lights, green and purple ribbons swirling overhead, and in the snow, I got down on one knee. Emma Mitchell, I walked into the wrong room and found exactly what I didn't know I was looking for. Marry me. Build this impossible beautiful life with me. Sobbing, she said, yes. 1,000 times yes. Month 8, we got married in the chapel at St. Mary's Hospital. Same hospital where we met, where Emma almost died, where love saved us both. Emma wore a simple white dress. Still thin but healthy, glowing, alive. The ceremony was small. My mom, Dr. Williams, 3 nurses, my best friend, 20 people who'd witnessed our impossible story. When the officiant said, "You may kiss the bride," I kissed Emma like she was oxygen and I'd been drowning. The reception was in the hospital cafeteria. Emma had insisted. This is where it started. Where I was dying alone, and you showed up with flowers. Then Emma stood to speak and what she said, you need to hear this. 3 years ago, I prayed to die. I begged God to let me go because being alive and alone felt worse than being dead. I had given up completely. Then Daniel walked into my room by mistake with flowers for his mom and he came back. Nobody ever came back. But he did. Every single day she looked at me with those once hopeless gray eyes. Daniel, you walked into the wrong room. But it was exactly the right place. You saw me. You chose me. You loved me when I couldn't love myself. You didn't just save my life. You gave me a reason to fight for it. I love you more than all the words in all the books I'll ever illustrate. You're my miracle. I pulled her into my arms and whispered, I love you forever. That was 3 years ago. Emma's cancer hasn't come back. 3 years of clear scans. 3 years of doctors saying miracle and unprecedented. Emma is back to illustrating full-time. Published a new book about a girl who gets lost and finds magic. It's dedicated to Daniel who got lost and found me. We bought a house in Boulder with a huge garden. Emma grows sunflowers now. Says they remind her of the day everything changed. And last month, this is the real miracle. We found out Emma is pregnant. Against all odds, after all the treatments that should have destroyed any chance, she's carrying our baby, a girl due in 5 months. We're naming her Grace because Grace happened when I walked into the wrong room. Grace is what saved Emma's life. Grace gave us this impossible future. People ask, how did this happen? How did you fall in love with a dying stranger? How did she survive? I tell them the truth. I don't know. I walked into the wrong room. One door, one mistake, one moment of being lost, and it led me exactly where I was supposed to be. Here's what I need you to understand. Sometimes the wrong turn is the right path. Sometimes getting lost is how you find everything. Sometimes the greatest love of your life is waiting in a place you never meant to be. I wasn't supposed to be in room 512. Emma wasn't supposed to survive. We weren't supposed to fall in love. We weren't supposed to get married. We definitely weren't supposed to be having a baby. But we are because I made one tiny choice to stay, to give flowers to a dying stranger, to come back the next day. To choose kindness over convenience, to choose love over logic. If this story destroyed you and put you back together, if it made you believe miracles still happen, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm sharing real stories about real people who chose love when it made no sense. Who showed up when everyone else walked away. Drop a comment and tell me about your own wrong turn that led you exactly where you needed to be. Share this with someone who's lost hope. Who needs to believe impossible things still happen. Hit that like button if you believe the best things in life happen by accident. That wrong rooms lead to right people. That love finds us when we're completely lost. Emma was dying alone in room 512. I was a stranger with flowers for someone else. 8 months later, she became my wife. 3 years later, she's carrying our daughter. And every day, I thank God I got lost. Because sometimes the wrong room is exactly where you're supposed to be. Sometimes miracles look like mistakes. Sometimes love saves lives in ways medicine never could. Thank you for staying until the end.